This is news update on Housing TV Africa. The headlines. Group advocates review of Abuja Masterplan to address housing inequality. JAM, police caution candidates against fake websites. Blackout as national grid collapses. EFCC indicts banks in humanitarian ministry fraud, recovers millions. And on the foreign scene, China's economy faces slowdown due to housing crisis. Hello and welcome to the news at this hour, reaching you from our studio in Abuja. I am Yemina Bagudu. Now the news in detail. A group known as the Hip City Innovation Center is advocating for government action to address the severe shortage of affordable housing in Abuja, particularly impacting the urban poor and lower middle class. In response to the pressing housing crisis, the group is calling for a comprehensive review of the Abuja Masterplan to ensure adequate provisions for affordable housing. Speaking to Newsmen, the executive director of the center, Basi, highlighted the widening gap between housing supply and affordability in Abuja, where the city's population has far exceeded initial projections. He emphasized the necessity of addressing the issue of informality within the master plan and called for prompt stakeholder engagement to facilitate a holistic review. Basi stressed that access to decent housing and basic amenities should be a fundamental right for every resident of Abuja, regardless of their socio-economic status. In another development, Aggre Bank has unveiled a strategic initiative to provide financing solutions for individuals aspiring to own property or a home. In an interview with HousingTVAfrica, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Ngozi O. Anyogo, revealed a range of incentivized payment options aimed at assisting individuals in achieving their home ownership dreams. Anyogo elaborated two key products scheduled for release by the bank: a savings product incentivizing online savings and a mortgage platform tailored to aid first-time home buyers in saving over an 18-month period, ultimately leading to the acquisition of a house based on collected data. Anyogo spotlighted the bank's commitment to empowering individuals to take the first step towards home ownership, offering convenient and profitable saving options.
Take the first step, you that wants to own a home. You take the first step. But we at Aggre Bank, we are trying to encourage you to do that. Two things we want to do. One, we are coming to the market with a savings plan, a savings product that will incentivize savings, that will give you the opportunities to save online in a friendly, convenience, cost-effective, profitable manner. You use that to do a whole lot of things: individual things, family things, community things, getting yourself a house. We are also coming up with another product that is targeted at home buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, creating that platform for people in Nigeria, particularly the youth in Nigeria, in the diaspora, wherever you are. We are creating that platform, a mortgage platform, that will enable you consistently save for 18 months. At the end of the 18 months, we promise you a house in an area where you have chosen based on the data we have collected from you. Okay. Two things will happen. One, as we are clustering those who need homes, some in Ibadan, some at Lekki, some in Ikeja, we are also aggregating developers to come into this scheme, who will build houses as defined by these people in the scheme. for this scheme, in the first 6 months you save, you can take your money. But after 6 months, we lock you in. We lock you in and then watch you in the next 1 year. How diligent you are in making your remittances. That determines whether you can service a mortgage. And if you go through that, our commitment is to give you a home at the end of the day. Thank you for having us, and I do promise you that what we have in the pipeline will change the narrative of mortgage banking in the next 24 months.
In response to growing concerns over the potential impact of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway on Landmark Beach Resort, Chief Executive Officer of Landmark African Group, Paul Onuanibi, has reassured the public that the construction may not adversely affect the resort's operations. Following a visit to the resort by the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, Onwanibe expressed optimism about the outcome of discussions, stating his commitment to advocating for solutions that would benefit both the development of the coastal road and the preservation of Landmark Beach's economic contributions. Now, in preparation for the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, both the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, and the Nigerian Police Force have issued a warning to candidates regarding the dangers of visiting fake websites. Speaking at a joint news conference held in Abuja, the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, highlighted the alarming proliferation of fake sites aimed at misleading candidates. These deceptive platforms often lure unsuspecting candidates into giving sensitive personal information such as registration numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers, which can then be exploited for nefarious purposes. ACP Adejobi reiterated the collaborative efforts between JAM and the Nigerian Police Force National Cybercrime Center to combat online scam-related issues effectively.
Concerning the 2024 UTME notification slip that is ready for printing, and the warnings we want to give to our candidates and the general public concerning certain developments that are so worrisome to us. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, and the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, hereby bring to the attention of the public the ongoing printing of the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, notification slip, which contains vital information such as the date, venue, and time of candidates' examinations. Unfortunately, the emergence of several fake websites created by unscrupulous individuals with the intention of misleading candidates has been observed, necessitating this joint press briefing. These fake sites are designed to deceive innocent candidates into providing personal details such as registration numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers. These details are then exploited for malicious purposes. Both JAMP and the Nigeria Police Force condemn these fraudulent activities and hereby reiterate the readiness to safeguard the interests of candidates and maintain the integrity of the examination process. We urge parents, guardians, and all stakeholders to ensure that candidates print their UTME notification slips only from the board's approved website, www.jamb.gov.ng. I repeat, www.jamb.gov.ng. Candidates can print their slips from the comfort of their homes or visit any of the over 700 accredited computer-based test CBT centers nationwide. It is important to note that you are familiar with the tactics employed by these fraudsters, especially during the annual assessment and admission exercises. We are actively sensitizing candidates and the public about these deceptive practices. Any candidates who visit these fake sites will definitely have unreliable information and thereby miss out in the forthcoming exams. Candidates are advised to print their UTME notification slips before Friday, 19th April 2024 to access vital information about their examinations. Any website other than the JAMB website, that is www.jamb.gov.ng, offering UTME slip printing services is fake and designed to defraud candidates. Candidates should also be aware of sites offering live questions and answers, as they are false and deceptive, and accessing such materials is prohibited.
Similarly, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, the spokesperson for JAMB, reiterated the board's unwavering commitment to safeguarding candidates from online fraud. Both officials emphasized the severity of cybercrime and assured the public that perpetrators would face the full consequences of the law.
Our teaming candidates are not defrauded. We will continue to play our own role as a regulator. We will continue to ensure that these candidates who have expressed their interest in registering for this exercise are not misled. What these people want to do, this is their season. And we are urging candidates to note that once you receive any unsolicited message, know that it is fraud, it is a scam. We have liberalized our processes. We have offices in all the 36 states of the Federation, including Abuja. Once you have any challenge, you can also raise a ticket. We have a ticketing platform where your questions will be attended to within 24 hours. Please don't patronize any fake site. We have raised a team that is equally visiting some of these sites. Once your number is found there to have patronized them, you will be disqualified from partaking in the exercise. Thank you very much. And I'm partnering with the MPF NCCC. And that is one of the rules. I wouldn't want to go into details. These are security issues. But I believe they will do much more than what you're asking for. We are doing that. We are far ahead of them. You know, I keep saying that if the bird has learned to fly without pitching, the hunter should learn to shoot without missing.
Talking power outage, home and businesses experienced prolonged power outages on Sunday following the collapse of the nation's national grid for the second time in less than a month. The latest collapse occurred amidst controversies surrounding the recent tariff increase for Band A power consumers by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. Data from the National System Operator, a unit within the Transmission Company of Nigeria, revealed that the grid collapsed around 3 a.m. TCN worked to restore the grid, but supply remained limited, with Abuja and Lagos Disco having the highest load at 80 megawatts each, followed by Ibadan Disco at 50 megawatts and Benin Disco at 40 megawatts. The generation trend showed only Ibom Power and Okpia Gas contributing significant power output with 59.50 megawatts and 117.00 megawatts respectively. You're watching news updates on Housing TV Africa. We'll bring you more stories after the break. Stay with us.
Would you like to be a part of the groundbreaking initiative shaping the future of housing in Africa? Join us for the 18th edition of Africa International Housing Show, ARHS, the continent's largest housing and construction expo, with a legacy of excellence spanning 17 editions. AIHS stands as Africa's largest platform for showcasing the latest in housing and construction innovations. Join us for a dynamic showcase featuring product presentations, exhibitions of cutting-edge building technologies, home interiors, construction equipment, mortgage services, and much more. Meet the market, engage in interactive forums with industry leaders and stakeholders from various countries, participate in matchmaking, breakfast meetings, and B2B sessions. Don't miss out on this opportunity to network, collaborate, and drive positive change in the housing sector across Africa. Save the date for AIHS, where opportunity meets innovation. Register and book a stand today at Africa International Housing Show, coming up this July 19th to 25th, 2024. Visit www.africahousingshow.com to register or call +234 816 657 0090. Be there.
Glad to know you're still there. Still on News Update. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has disclosed its ongoing investigation into corruption allegations within the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, implicating several banks in fraudulent practices. According to EFCC's Head of Media and Publicity, Dele Oyewale, the Commission has identified banks and their managing directors involved in a web of corruption alongside past and suspended officials of the Humanitarian Ministry. Managing directors of the implicated banks have reportedly provided valuable information to investigators regarding the infractions. Among the key figures interrogated by EFCC are the suspended minister of the ministry, Betta Edu, and her predecessor, Sadia Farouk. Both serving and former officials have been questioned regarding the allegations. In January, President Bola Tinubu suspended Mrs. Edu from office after a leaked memo triggered controversies about suspicious financial transactions she authorized in her ministry. Now, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted dry and sunny weather conditions in the northern regions, with thunderstorms expected in the southern parts of the country. In a weather forecast released by the agency, NIMET reports that the northern areas will continue to experience dry and sunny weather. However, patches of clouds are anticipated in central cities extending to the southern region. Now, moving on to business, 4 Tier 1 banks in Nigeria, namely FBN Holdings, Access Holdings, Guaranty Trust Holding Company PLC, and United Bank for Africa PLC, have revealed plans to raise over $3.3 billion, about 3.46 trillion naira in fresh capital. This decision comes shortly after the Central Bank of Nigeria instructed deposit money banks to recapitalize, reflecting the bank's proactive response to regulatory directives. According to findings, the 4 banks intend to secure funds for both the international and local capital markets, while FBN Holdings and GT Co announced their capital-raising plans last week. Access Holdings indicated its intention to raise capital in both Naira and US dollars. And now on the foreign scene, China's economy is anticipated to have experienced a slowdown in the first quarter of the year, primarily influenced by ongoing challenges within the property sector and subdued consumer activity. Despite Beijing officials setting a growth target of approximately 5% for the year, analysts consider this objective ambitious given the prevailing headwinds. While industrial production exhibited robust growth in recent figures, consumer spending remains subdued, indicating the uneven nature of China's recovery since the relaxation of zero-COVID policies in early 2023. Analysts project that China's first quarter growth will likely hover around 4.6%, down from 5.2% in the previous quarter of last year, with Bloomberg polls suggesting an estimate of 4.8%. Persistent woes in the property market continue to weigh heavily on the economy, with declining home prices and prominent developers such as Country Garden and Vanke indicating challenges in profitability and debt repayment. And that's a wrap on the news at this hour. Before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Group advocates review of Abuja Masterplan to address housing crisis. JAM, police caution candidate against fake websites. Blackout as national grid collapses. EFCC indicts banks in humanitarian ministry fraud, recovers millions. And on the foreign scene, China's economy faces slowdown due to housing crisis. For more news in the housing sector, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow us on all social media platforms, Housing TV Africa. I am Yemina Bagudu. Thanks for watching and bye for now.